Welcome to another exciting edition of P&B Sports Show. I'm your host, Abel Sunday. The FIFA World Cup continues to deliver drama, surprises, and statements. Spain sent a strong message to the rest of the world with a commanding 4-0 demolition of Saudi Arabia, underlining their title credentials. In Group G, Belgium and Iran fought out a tense goalless draw in a result that leaves qualification wide open. And in one of the games of the day, Cape Verde once again proved they are no pushover, battling back twice to secure a thrilling 2-2 draw against Uruguay. Joining me today from the ancient city of Benin is the Abracadabra of Sport, John, as we break down all the major talking points, standard performance, and what this result mean for the race to the knockout stage. So grab your teacup because P&B Sport start now.
The countdown is over. The countdown is over.
It's still P&B Sports Show reaching live from the nation's capital, and I've been joined by the Abracadabra of Sport. We call him that because he brings magic to sport analysis. Hello, good morning. Edo is shining, isn't it?
Good morning, Mr. Arebia. It's a pleasure to be with you once again. Edo is not shining today.
What is going on?
Edo is flooded.
Is it the rain?
It's been raining since last night. Yes, so it's been raining and Edo is flooded at the moment.
But that's the major reason why people have to do a flyover, so that if the ground is flooded, you cannot use the flyover. So what is wrong with the Ramat Park flyover?
We have not commissioned the flyover.
But you said the flyover is so dear to you guys' hearts. So, I think it's not only for you to use the flyover right now, since the rains are take over the ground. Everywhere is flooded. All right, and let's dive into the conversation. We have a whole lot. Yesterday, we saw another mouth-watering fixtures, and we saw these guys doing what they need to do, and we are seeing performances that we all were praying for to see. But let's start with Luis, that's the coach of Spain. Can he manage this players' fatigue in the final group after having luxury of resting key starters early in the second half? Do you think he will be able to manage that, or he has luxury to manage that? Because already Spain is in Spain have 4 points. My own read, I think they are qualified already. I just need a draw to go through. And Uruguay also second. We have Cape Verde third, and we have Saudi Arabia fourth. But from your own end, do you think he has the luxury, the time to rest some of his players the last group game?
Yes, in my own opinion, I think he has the luxury, he has the time to some of the players to the last group game. Also owing to the fact that the match should be against the supposed biggest opponents in the group, which happens to be Uruguay. So we'll see against Uruguay final group game, which happens to be the supposed biggest opponent. So I think they have enough time in their hands to rest some of these major players before that encounter to avoid fatigue, because like you rightly said, he took out some of these players early on in the game. He brought out the likes of Lamine Yamal, the likes of Oyazabal, the guy that scored the brace. He took them off exactly in the 45th minute. He took out the likes of Dani Olmo in the 6th minute and the like. So I think yes, that will afford them the luxury of time to actually get back themselves, to actually recover from the stress of the match that they played against Saudi Arabia, and then it will afford them enough time to prepare for their final group game against Uruguay, where they will be needing, I don't think they will be under so much pressure. They will be needing just maybe a draw to actually go through to the round of 32. I think the pressure lies more on Uruguay to try and secure qualification, because they have a Cape Verde who will be playing against Saudi Arabia, and then they are equal on points with Cape Verde also. So yes, I think the manager made a right decision. I mean, having looked at the first half, and they were already 3-0 up, and it wasn't looking exciting for Saudi Arabia. It wasn't looking like Saudi Arabia was going to bounce back, and then he had to take out some very vital and important players to bring up some other guys. And the other guys that he brought up, they're not bad players. They're not bad players at all. They're players who could also do something. And then in the second half, we were able to secure another goal. And that was a good one. And Torres, even if he loses a couple of chances, he's not a very bad player. I know Nico Williams, these are not bad players. These are very good players also. So yes, whatever the coach did, they are taking those guys out to get them relaxed is a good idea in my opinion. And I think he has the capacity to manage the situation going into the final stage.
Okay, Bastard Eru. But given Lamine Yamal's electric full World Cup debut, this is the first time he's starting, and this is debut so far. Should he remain the permanent starter over Spain's more experienced wingers? Do you think that would be right? If I should say this should be a permanent starter over the we know the wings of the Spanish guys, and we know the quality that the Spanish team also possess.
The truth is, if you look at the Spanish squad as of today, if you even look at the World Cup squad, they are filled with so many young players. They are filled with so many young players. I don't think there's anybody, in my opinion, I don't think there's anybody in the present Spain squad that deserves to start as a winger in combat position over Lamine Yamal, given owing to his club performances, his records are there, his records for him is doing so well at Barcelona. He's a key player for Barcelona. This is the guy who came out second in the Ballon d'Or, in the Ballon d'Or rankings. So he's a very good player, he's a very important player. He wasn't present for the game against, and we saw the effect. You could see where the moment the game against Saudi Arabia started. Lamine Yamal, he was up and doing from the very first minutes of the game. As a matter of fact, in the first 5 minutes of the game, he already had 2 attempts on goal. That's a player that knows what he's doing. That's a player that knows his onion. So he's a very good player. He's very skillful. He has age on his side. He's a very talented player. He's a huge threat to any kind of defensive setup in the world. Any kind. I make books to say that he's a huge threat to any kind of defensive setup in the world. He got a goal. He got a goal. His World Cup debut goal on his first World Cup game. That's a good one. That added another to the number of achievements he has had at a very young age. So yes, Lamine Yamal has all it takes at this point in time, to be a starter, to be a permanent starter for Spain on the right train. Except otherwise happens, maybe he has a huge decline in form or something. I don't even see any player in the present World Cup squad that Spain took that can actually relegate Lamine Yamal to the den. I don't think there's any player of support defense. But I remember that I think Lamine Yamal is one of the most important players for Spain as far as this 2026 World Cup is concerned. So yes, I think Lamine Yamal has what it takes. He has all it takes to deliver a huge and outstanding performances from time to time. We saw the number of chances he created, the number of attempts he had against Saudi Arabia. This didn't come in their first game against Spain. So it shows you that something different was there, someone different was there. And you saw, I like the fact that the coach took corrections. He showed that he's a coach that watches his game. I like the fact that he did not start Torres, given the number of calamities Torres repeated in the first game against the Bed. We saw him repeat the same calamity. You can take a pig out of the mud. You cannot take the mud out of the pig. So we saw him do the same against Saudi Arabia when he came up in the second half. He missed a couple of chances again. That was his own for miss 10 and score 1. So I like the fact that the coach also did that. So Lamine Yamal has everything that's it. He's not just a good goal scorer, he's a good dribbler, he can create chances, he's everything all rounded in one. His only offense is that he's a very young player. And so yes, I think he has what it takes, and it's a good one. He can lead Spain. So owing to the fact that the squad is a young squad, I think the only old players in the Spain squad, the only player that we can say, oh, these guys are of age, we have the likes of Rodri, we have the likes of maybe Cucurella, the goalkeeper on Asamos, and then Laporte. The other players are very young, the likes of Pedri, the likes of Gavi, these guys are young guys. Williams, these are young players. So the Nico Williams, rather, it's a young squad, and then Lamine Yamal has what it takes to deliver. We are beginning to see the Spain that we envision coming to the World Cup. A dangerous young squad who can cause harm to even the modest of players. Yeah.
But a lot of people will argue that it's just Saudi Arabia, so they can flex their muscles. Everybody expects Spain to win that game. But again, about Lamine Yamal, considering the fact that he's just coming out of injury and he's giving these huge performances, I think is one thing that we need to applaud him for. But tactically, going into the Cape Verde game, and yeah, I'm talking Saudi Arabia playing Cape Verde in their last game. What tactical adjustment do you think they had to do defensively to see how? Because I don't think even the Saudi Arabia are out yet. If they could win against Cape Verde, I think they will also go through. Because 4 points to put them in a very good position, either finishing third and go through West Lisa or thereabout. But if they could win against Cape Verde, that will also put them in a very good position for qualification. Don't you think so, Ero?
Yes, I think if the Saudi Arabia team can defeat Cape Verde, they stand a chance. They would also need to see what happens in Spain versus Uruguay game. If Spain happens to defeat Uruguay and if Saudi Arabia can defeat Cape Verde, that automatically takes them to the round of 32. But if otherwise, you can position them slightly for the best loser position because they are presently on a -4 goal difference. But I think what the Cape Verdeans need to do to defeat Saudi Arabia, in my own opinion, my books, from what I have seen, the Cape Verdeans need to attack. They need to attack the more. The Cape Verdeans are a team that really impressed me in this World Cup. I must tell you for a fact, for a team that really the World Cup for the first time, they've done so well. As a matter of fact, they did not lose to the two teams that we all thought were going to have it so easy on the group. If you ask any of us before the World Cup started, we will tell you easily that, oh, it's 10 and Europe that qualify easily. But I don't think there's anybody that can beat their chest to tell you that as we speak, because both Uruguay and Cape Verde, they are on equal points, they are on equal goal difference. And then the Uruguay team will be playing Spain in their last group stage game, and Spain will not also want to. On the other hand, we also want to lose.
Yeah.
Because Spain are just on 4 points. If Uruguay, for example, defeats Spain and Cape Verde defeats Saudi Arabia, then that has put
Spain in a very tough position.
On the edge.
Yeah.
Yes. But put Spain on the edge. So I don't think anybody will want to take chances. Everybody will be out to win. Everybody is out for something good. So I think what the Cape Verdeans need to do, the Cape Verdeans need to attack better. They need to do better attacking wise, because as it stands, this is a huge one for them psychologically. Their eyes on the fact that they can advance to the next round, the knockout round of 32, and I don't think they want to take those chances. And what they need to do against Saudi Arabia, in my own books, is to come out attacking. If they can get 2 goals in the game, then I think they are positioned themselves correctly to advance to the next stage. Again, to come all out against Saudi Arabia, there will be no need to sit back defensively, because at this point in time, you have all to people.
Okay, one sec. We just have 2 minutes more in the studio already. That's signaling to pack my logo and leave. Quickly, let's talk about Group G. Quickly, we have Egypt sitting on top of that table comfortably, and we have Iran second. We have Belgium third. Then New Zealand last. Look at this group. I think it's looking so pretty for Egypt. A draw is enough for them to go through in this encounter, in their last encounter, rather. Then let's talk about Belgium. Belgium lack of goals is there a systemic issue or of slowing build up or what have you? Because I really don't understand why Belgium will have 23 shots on target against Iran and nothing to show for it. Quickly, so that before as we round up.
I think the problem with Belgium, I think Belgium needs to go back to the books. They need to see what they are doing wrong tactically. I think for me, it's a tactical mismanagement that has happened to Belgium. What the 2 games that Belgium have played against Egypt and against Iran now, you see that they've actually played well. They've actually done well, but they don't get the goals. The goals are not coming. So first of all, I think the likes of Romelu Lukaku should be dropped. I don't know who's going to replace him, but I just think they can. And if they can put a goat there, I don't mind. But I think the likes of Lukaku should be sent out on that team. Then I think the coach needs to go back to the drawing board. We need to look at what they are not doing properly. We need to see what's going on attacking wise. Why are the goals not coming? I think they need a better attacking setup. You can't have the likes of Trossard, you can't have the likes of Kevin De Bruyne in your team, in your attacking lineup, and those are not coming. Kevin De Bruyne alone should be able to provide enough, even if yes, we will say, oh, he's getting old, but he still has a flair. That's his permanent. From his temperament, that's permanent. I think the coach needs to go back to the drawing board. They need to go and check back their attacking build-up in respect to trying to score goals, and they need to do better. Maybe they need to create more chances, they need to open more spaces. We are not just the attackers, even the midfielders and the extension defenders can also score. I think this will be a good one for them to position them right. Because the Belgium we are seeing today is not the Belgium that we used to know. It's not the Belgium that used to be number one in FIFA rankings for 2-3 years in a row. The Belgium we are seeing today is fully short of the Belgium that we know. So I think the coach needs to go back to the drawing board and see where the problem is coming from. You can't have so many shots on target and the goals are not coming. No, it shows that there's a lot they need to work on their finishing, and they need to do that if they have anything to do as far as this World Cup is concerned.
Well, that was said, Eru. As far as African is concerned, I think the good thing that's coming out of Group G is that Egypt is on top of that group, and it's a good news for Africa that Egypt is topping that group. Of course, definitely we'll have a very short hopes of qualifying to the knockout stage. And that's where we draw the curtain on another exciting edition of the P&B Sports Show. Many thanks to my guest, the Abracadabra of Sport from the ancient city of Benin, Eru John, and to all our viewers for being part of the conversation as the World Cup drama continues to unfold. Remember that every goal, every save, and every result tells a story, and we will be right here to bring you all the analysis and talking point. Follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook at Politics and Business TV.English, on IG at PRBTV_.